This morning, a fatal shark attack. A 17-year-old girl dies after her leg is bitten off by a shark. We're live from Bribie Island. North Queensland floods continue. The damaging weather system set to ease, but thousands remain trapped and vulnerable. 1 year on, the Ballarat community and the nation stopped to remember the mother who disappeared on a morning jog. And a mega international sale from Qantas. Sunrise has all the exclusive details this morning.
Live across Australia, this is Sunrise Early News.
Good morning. A Queensland teenager has died after a shark attack on Bribie Island. The 17-year-old girl bitten while swimming at Rurum Beach. She received upper body wounds while swimming at the island's most popular beach. Baited drum lines used to attract and catch sharks are known to be used at that particular beach. The program used to reduce shark activity in the area. We have a live report during Sunrise coming up. A massive deluge has worsened the flooding disaster in North Queensland, with a metre of rain falling in some towns. Ingham and Cardwell copped the worst of it, with the Herbert River swelling past its banks and swallowing the ground floors of homes. Many chose not to evacuate, believing their homes would be safe like years past, only to find themselves trapped due to the record-breaking floodwaters. Authorities are working to rescue those trapped. In breaking news, a UK court has been told Matilda star Sam Kerr believes she was being kidnapped by a taxi driver on the night of her arrest for the racial harassment of a police officer. Let's go live to Europe correspondent Ben Downey, who's at the court in Kingston for us. Ben, some shock new details of the incident revealed on the very first day of the trial. What did you hear?
Yeah, not just details, it's not just what we heard, but what we saw. Body-worn camera footage of police interviewing Kerr and her partner and fellow footballer Christy Mewis. Now, Kerr arrived at court this morning pleading not guilty to that charge of the racially aggravated harassment of a police officer. The Crown was told that Kerr and her partner called a cab after a night out, but in the back of the cab, Kerr was sick. This sparked a dispute over a cab cleaning charge. The cabbie called the police, who told him to drive to the police station, but it's at this point Kerr and Mewis tell police they feared they were being kidnapped, trying to kick out a window of the cab. They were fearing for their life, also telling the court that they were kicking the plastic guard around the driver's seat. At the station, the jury was then shown an expletive-laden exchange between Kerr, Mewis and the interviewing officers, saying that she was being held hostage and that she feared for her life, and had even called police. But when the officer couldn't find a recording of that call, that's when the interview broke down.
Did you stay on the phone long enough to even speak to someone? That's the thing.
On us.
Okay, but they wouldn't do that though.
Oh my God.
They wouldn't do that. You should have spoken to the...
You guys are stupid and white. Honestly, you guys are stupid and white.
Okay.
I'm looking you in the eyes.
Why are you
I'm
bringing
looking you in the eyes. Like that's stupid.
Now, this trial is going to last another 3 days, where both Samantha Kerr and her partner are going to take the stand. Eddie.
Thank you, Ben. Multiple bushfires are continuing to burn out of control in Victoria this morning. Much of the state's north and western regions will swelter through a low-intensity heatwave, and Melbourne temperatures are predicted to reach the mid-30s. An emergency warning has been issued for the Mirror fire in the Grampians National Park as well. Meantime, South Australia also remains on alert for heatwave conditions today. Yesterday, Adelaide saw the mercury soar above 41 degrees and its hospital was overrun treating heat stroke victims. Emergency crews also responded to power outages, toppled trees and a mini tornado. This morning, the majority of the state will see a low-intensity heatwave as Adelaide will reach 33 degrees. It's 1 year ago today that murdered Ballarat mum Samantha Murphy went missing. Victoria Police believe they can still locate her body, her family desperate to give Samantha the funeral she deserves. The mother of three disappeared while on a run in the Enfield State Forest. Her accused killer, Patrick Oren Stevenson, has pleaded not guilty and is awaiting trial in the Victorian Supreme Court. New South Wales Transport Minister Jo Halen is under fire again this morning after it was revealed to 7 News that she's caught routinely using taxpayer-funded cars for personal trips, including a near 450-kilometre trip to the Hunter Valley and back. Premier Chris Minns has shut down calls so far to sack the minister.
I accept that this is a big black eye and a mark against us. I think that there's been a singular, a massive but singular lapse here.
The Premier has also said he is looking into overhauling the rules around ministerial drivers. Phone video has captured a violent brawl between teenagers at a public swimming pool in Melbourne's southeast. The pool was evacuated as the brawl grew worse, people fleeing in fear. It comes just 2 weeks after a teenage lifeguard was attacked by a group of kids at another pool in the area. Locals have called for increased security presence in the areas to protect staff and patrons. Sacked ABC radio host Antoinette Lattouf has begun her legal action for unfair dismissal. Lattouf was filling a casual ABC radio presenting role when she was removed from her job. She conceded in Sydney's federal court some of her social media posts on the Israel-Gaza conflict may be considered controversial. Her lawyers saying she was targeted by a pro-Israeli lobby, reading private messages between ABC executives as they build her case. It's a sinister network believed to be cowering in the shadows of anti-Semitic attacks that have rocked the nation. But tonight, a hive of neo-Nazis pulling the strings on terror online is being exposed with Australian-first sanctions.
Greeting a big political year with a bit of pep in his step.
We begin 2025 with a great sense of optimism.
And a flurry of pre-election activity, the latest outlawing financial support for white supremacist group Telegram, operating on the encrypted messaging service Telegram, inciting racist attacks, including against Jews.
We have to use all the tools of government to prevent the rise of extremism, to confront anti-Semitism.
Those sending money to the group now facing 10 years jail.
It will make life harder for them. It'll restrict the impact of what they're doing.
And the government hopes show the Jewish community it is acting as anti-Semitic vandalism scars our cities.
Unfortunately, the horse has bolted. It bolted on the 7th of October and the Prime Minister went missing.
This 2-week sitting, possibly the last before an election, dominated by government legislation that's loaded as much with politics as policy. The government taunting Peter Dutton's opposition to vote against 3 days subsidised childcare, permanently fee-free TAFE and keeping the NBN in public hands.
And we know that they opposed all of our cost of living measures.
You're just papering over the cracks, which is all Anthony Albanese has done for 3 years.
A momentary truce at the War Memorial's last post ceremony before hostilities resume in earnest. Mark Riley, 7 News.
Nova Sydney's breakfast host, Kate Ritchie, is stepping back from the spotlight, announcing she's taking a break to focus on her mental health. The former Home and Away star was clearly emotional, wiping away tears when she was filmed in a park last week. She has criticised the paparazzi for their relentless stalking of her. Ritchie has said they have made her recovery much more difficult. We can reveal this morning Qantas is launching a major sale on countless international destinations from today until Monday. Almost 400,000 seats are discounted on flights right across the globe.
It's our major international sale we're launching today. Nearly all of our international destinations are on sale today across the Americas, the UK, Asia and the Pacific. So a really exciting time to be able to unlock a really special deal to travel.
Return fares through to January 2026 start at $539.